the previous question, we talked about being harder to attain an erection or taking longer to erect. So is there also other factors of playing a role there? Or if it is someone very young, do they also feel, because
Good question. You will see that over life, for cis men and people with masculine anatomy, their testosterone levels, especially in their 20s and 30s, are at their peak, so to say.
We call it charti javani.
What does that mean? That's the peak of
uphill youth.
Okay, yeah, exactly. After that point, the level of testosterone can be in general a bit lower, so you will see that sometimes people have difficulties getting an erection. However, every human body is very different, so some people already have at a very young age, so when they're in their teenage years, difficulties with erections. Some people only get when they are 80 years old, they get difficulties with erections. Some people never get difficulties with erections, and that is because there's also so many have an influence on getting an erection, because it could be something physiological, so your hormones, for example, or something with blood flow, but it could also be something emotional, something about fear, or about fear of orgasming too quickly, or about fear of being judged, fear about being different. And that's also why sexology as a specialization is a combination of the medical field and of the psychological. Especially sex doesn't have just a medical background, it doesn't just have an emotional background, it has the combination of the two. So I think for any person that starts with HRT, realizing that it will very likely influence erections, it will be more difficult to get erections, and it will be more difficult to get harder erections, and therefore also takes longer to get an orgasm. That doesn't mean that sex can't be enjoyable. And for every person it's different whether an erection has a role in sex. Some people are saying, well, the fact that I identify as a woman doesn't mean that I have to get rid of my penis. For some people, their erection can still be part of their femininity and of their sexual life. And for other people, it's like, well, no, I'm very happy that I don't have erections anymore. I'm very happy that that fully stopped since I started taking hormones. And there's not one way that is wrong. No, okay, if you don't want to have erections, there is ways of hormone support that have stronger influence on erections, that you don't have them anymore. But there's also ways of having hormone support that makes it easier to still keep your erection, because there's different ways of your transitional partner.
And what are those different options?
I think the most important is the difference between whether you just use estrogen product or whether you also use blockers. Testosterone is the most important factor in regulating erections, so to say, and also the production of a sperm and the ejaculation. With a blocker, your testosterone goes down, and you see that the blocker usually has a stronger effect on erections going down, less sperm being produced, less fluid coming out, and all those factors impact the feeling of orgasm.